This is a companion video to our presentation at the Leonardo Science Museum in Salt Lake City on July 16th, 2014. To make this illuminated hood, we use a commercial hood pattern, and we're going to cut 2 layers, one of fabric and one of lining, and then we have to make some bias strips to do piping with our L-wire kit. Okay, so now we have these bias strips cut of this kind of iridescent fabric. And this is how you sew bias strips together. So you have to, if you're making a longer one, you put them one over the other one at a 45-degree angle. And then what you're going to do is connect the corners like this. So start there. Don't forget to backstitch. And then, when you have a totally long-running bias strip like that, you're going to trim all this stuff away. And when you're making long bias strips, when this is rolled over the L-wire, it won't be a big, ugly, bulky seam. It's a nice little seam. Thanks. Now what we're going to do is we're actually going to switch the machine out from the regular foot to the zipper foot on the Bernina. It pops off like that. And then you find your zipper foot and you put it on. And then we're going to put our needle over to that side. Now we're going to sew this like it's piping. And we're going to be careful to not hurt the L-wire. And I think we also want to turn the L-wire on. You always make sure it's on, because that way if something happens or it gets a kink and it gets an open or a short, you want to know about it before you do all the sewing. Okay, so here we go. Look at that. How cool is that? I'm trying to make a nice even edge over here. And so on and so forth. And probably what I will do is, before we're all done with this, I'm going to take some thread by hand and kind of wrap it around this little edge where the ridge is, because I don't want this to move too much. I want it to be able to have a little movement and a little bit of wiggle room, but not a lot. And you could make your tubes ahead of time and then put them on the edges of your costume, but this actually saves time in the long run because you're sewing right next to the L-wire itself, and then you could just put this on the edge of the hood or the collar or whatever you want to do. Okay, here we go again. Thanks, Ivonne. So now you have to pin your piping onto your hood, and you should put the pins in against the direction that you're going to sew it on. Use your zipper foot on your sewing machine to sew your piping on, and then don't forget to make a little hanger for your belt clip. This is the hood lining being cut out of lining fabric, and we're going to leave a hole in the center back seam that you can use to turn it inside out. Now you're going to sew both layers together and enclose your piping in it, and then get ready to turn it right side around again. Here's our hood, and it has the bag lining sewn into it, and Maria sewed that, and then she trimmed all the way around it so the edges aren't going to be quite as bulky. And now watch as she turns it right side around to make a beautifully self-lined hood, or in other words, we call it bag lining. It's the kind of lining you might find in a purse or a backpack. We've left a small opening at the center back seam of the hood by which to pull it around itself. And voila. This would be a really fun hood to make for an Assassin's Creed outfit or any kind of outfit that needs a hood. And you can glow all night long.